Okay, so I wanted to take a second for the YouTube audience to see the new technology. I got about 28% battery life on my iPad and some of the music softwares and how you can integrate them into a studio. And I'm going to show you the firm pieces that Alesis came out with, and I'm going to walk up to my studio and I'm going to show you why I like this technology and why you should just count your blessings. Because the fact is I'm sitting here in front watching TV and I put this piano part down. And now I'm about to put an acoustic guitar down. Okay, so first of all, I want to go through and say that I could be sitting in bed and be messing around with songs, and it's so nuts to me that I could just get a basic structure. Now I'm pretty much an engineer. I would say that's where my benefit is. That's what I get paid for. But sometimes when I'm messing around with my own music, I'll just capture something that I love, and I love to be involved in music nonstop. One of the other things I have on here is the machine. And what you can do is with these softwares now, either you can hook them right up to your computer with a dock, or you can transfer the files onto your computer as presentable files for these softwares like Pro Tools and stuff. So I could take this, and I have this set at 83 beats per minute. Let me put in this. Let's put this in real quick. Let's see. I want to see what I want to put on here though. Bear with me. See, like I just so now here's the cool thing about this. Like if you go into the sequencer window, check this out, man. I got these two tracks laid out. Okay, so if I hit my songs, it'll just automatically save it for me. That's just how I do it. Then I can open it back up if I want to. So now say like you're actually like, man, let's do something with this. Now yeah, you can record vocals in this. Okay, you can. There's drums, there's vocals, there's keys. You should buy this app. This is pretty impressive technology. But for me, I go like this. I'm going to walk upstairs. Hold on. And I know it might be sideways, this video, but I'm going to walk upstairs here. And I can actually dock this thing. And I'm not going to get all into it tonight because I really don't have a reason to do that tonight because I'm still working on this and just messing around. But what I can do now is this is the Alesis I/O dock, and what it has on the back of it is pretty crazy. You got 1/4-inch inputs, you got 1/4-inch outputs, you have a video in, you have 2 mic preamps, you have headphone outs, and what happens is the I/O it becomes your interface, your ins and outs for your iPad. It becomes an interface for your iPad. Crazy. It's just like an interface for your computer. Now what you can do is either bypass that interface and just hook your iPad or iPhone, I think, not for GarageBand, but you can hook it directly into your computer. And if this is iPad, this isn't new to you. And then you can hook it up to, this studio that you guys always see me doing videos in. And the other cool thing is I have the Native Instruments machine. Now you don't need the machine to purchase the iPad app, but that's why I saved these, so I always have this. But let's just look at this real quick. Okay. Now let's check it. So So now you can just sit here and you can mess around with this. Okay, isn't that sweet? So I mean, this isn't like, I wouldn't say. So you can sit here and you can make a complete beat. Now this is the cool thing about this. You can export this directly over to this. So why is this cool? Let me just tell you right now. Say you're going on vacation or something. Say you're with your girlfriend and you just went to the movies. Say she wants you to go spend the night at her house. You've got your iPad, you're sitting there and somebody's like, dude, hey, what's up, man? You need to make a dope beat. I need a beat. And you're like, well, dude, I'm with my girl. And not anymore, you ain't. You're just like, so you sit there and you start busting out a beat. So like, you send this, you send that and export it on her computer, and you export it to your dude. He opens it up in the studio. You're like, that was dope. You got those over there. You lay some vocals that you might want them to hear. You can lay vocals in there. You got those vocals laid down now. I mean, this is so crazy where music has gone. Now the sound quality as far as conversions and stuff, you can start with that, send and export the file, get it over to a high-end, studio and really make some classics. That's what the one thing that mixing engineers do. Now say one of the things with the I/O dock that really makes this, like, I'm trying to give you like a situation here. So say you bring it up to the I/O dock and it becomes like an interface for your iPad. This is the I/O dock once again. So now you have an interface for that iPad. This is the cool part. Let's say we want to record in samples into GarageBand. No problem. Or no problem in the machine. Say you got like a Newmark like this. I'm actually trying to sell this on eBay because I'm not doing as much production as I used to because I've been pretty much blessed as far as the mixing process, and everybody's coming to me for it, and I thank everybody that's coming to me for it because that's pretty much, I think, the thing I got great at, and I'm good as a producer. As far as just beat making, not as total production of instrumentation and stuff like that. Great at putting songs together, concepts, ideas, but not the best at keyboards and samples. There's some dudes out there that got talent with this. So we can run the Newmark, the RCA outs to the 1/4" ins. You can get those cables at any local Radio Shack, Guitar Center, stuff like that. So now you have that hooked up in there. Now you have like a little recording studio, and you can take this with you. You might not want to take that big turntable, but you could take your iPod, take your iPad, take your I/O dock, and you could be recording a session on your iPad inside your studio. I mean, inside your hotel room. You could do this with a MacBook. You could do this with a Sony Vaio and an interface. But the thing is, with this kind of stuff, I think there is always a great sense of accomplishment when you have a sketch and you have a concept and you have an idea and you just do it in the comfort of your own time and your downtime. Different creative ideas come out then, and I think a lot of great songs come from something like that, a foundation. A lot of guys are getting out there and one of the things that I don't get is like they'll buy like a Native Instruments machine like myself, and they'll sit here and they'll just be messing around with it, and they'll just, they'll put it in step sequence mode or something and just make some drum patterns and just highlight hi-hats, snares, and whatever. And then they'll just start busting some keys out and they'll hurry up on the arrangement. One of the major things and the downfalls of this business now, and why Kanye West is so successful, I think, is because his arrangements are nasty. Like, it's not that it's his music and the way that everything's incorporated. I think he really went a step above and beyond in an arrangement. Like, if you send your music to an A&R, like a taxi.com or something, they're gonna judge you on something. They're gonna judge you on arrangement. They're gonna judge you on performance. They're gonna judge you on 5 criterias. It's not just rapper, and that's what we're talking about here. We want full songs, not just rappers and beat makers. It's sort of the marriage of all of them, the producers and the engineers and the whole team getting together and just making this great song. And I think that's why a lot of people are hesitant to pay an engineer. They're hesitant to pay a producer. They're hesitant to pay a booking agent when it comes that time, because they're like, nah, man, I ain't paying that dude, man. That's my money. It ain't your money because you don't have no money in the first place. See, if they spend money to get you on a tour or something, they got to spend a lot of money to do that. So yeah, they're going to take a cut. Managers taking a cut. You know, engineers, they take a cut. Artists, you should be, any business in this world, it doesn't matter if you're an artist or if you're a business, you have to float enough money. Most of the artists are hired to a business. A record company's a company. And you're just an employee. It's a cool job, but you're still an employee. You see what I'm saying? So you got to start thinking in business terms. I showed you this because this is a cool way to get involved. I wouldn't make this my main studio, but if this is all you've got, I wouldn't do it for that. But I would do it if you're a traveling musician and you want to, you know, have some fun on the road and maybe come up with some concepts and constantly stay around the creativeness of this. If you're a performing artist, I would honestly consider like a MacBook in the machine over, you know, taking GarageBand on stage. Maybe some people do it and use it creative. There's no right or wrong thing to do with music. Native Instruments Machine is an awesome piece of equipment. I might sell it if you hit me up on YouTube. Just tell me. Reason I would sell it is not because I don't like it. The fact is I love it. I love just sitting around messing around with it. But I don't like messing around. My studio wasn't built for messing around. You know, the iPad was. You know, the high-end quality we have in here in the mixing, I'm doing a lot of songs from a lot of great people. So my first and foremost, what I can offer you as the recording process is the mixing, the engineering stages, and making your music sound, you know, like what these big companies want. That's my goal. That's what I do. And I've done it countless times. And the people that send me stuff and then they just say, oh, well, I don't know, man. I don't got that kind of money. But they could have saved it up instead of getting the new iPhone 4. But no, I don't have that kind of money. Those are the people that never get discovered. And if you're really serious about it and getting discovered, pay the money. You'll get it back. Trust me. If you really, really got faith in what you do, you will make your money back. I'm a proven testimony of this. I mean, how do you think I got all this equipment? It's a God-given principle. You give to something, you'll receive back from it, but you got to give the good soil. If you think you're around a bunch of, skeezers and weirdos, and you're not hanging with the right people, get around the right people. And when we say you reap, you know, so if you sow, that's what you're gonna do. It's reaping and sowing. So you'll reap a harvest if you sow. Now you got to sow into good soil. See, that's the key word, good soil. If you believe that this is good soil and you hear something from what I'm doing and you go, that's good soil, you're probably going to reap back from this good soil if you have faith that you're going to do it. It's common sense. It's just the hardest thing to do, is to get enough faith up to realize this is what I need to do. And it doesn't have to be me as a mixing engineer. I just want you to understand certain parts about the I/O dock and the iPad and just messing around with keys and stuff. You know, somebody could take these keys. I got a website called masterinstrumentals.com. Somebody might take those keys and blow them out the water and add some drums and go and make a whole beat around that. And now we have something for masterinstrumentals.com to put together. Me personally, I have not been making a lot of music, like as far as the beats. I've wrote a few songs and stuff like that, but I try to keep my, I hate to say it like in a cliche way, but the palette, like if I get a song in, like I'm doing this song, I'm supposed to have it tonight, but it's a guy named Core featuring Crazy Bone, and I'm supposed to be doing this song tonight, and I'm waiting around because I might be up till 3, 4 in the morning doing this song, or I might just be sitting around with the iPad tonight. So, you know, you never know when the song's coming in. It's one thing about the music business and the mixing process, but I don't want to be, what I'm trying to get at is I don't want to be sitting here in front of the machine for 15 hours making a beat and get this beat all in my head and not even focusing on, you know, the engineering aspect, and now my ears are sort of dulled out. I can't do that when I got a client coming in. So the reason I say this is I just don't have time to do it. I really don't, because I want the best results for the people that I work with. And if you're a producer out there, go to masterinstrumentals.com, join up with me, and I would love to talk to you, because this is what we do. I got rappers always asking me for instrumentals. If you're a producer, get your music to studios. Get it to studios if you're a producer, because the studios are where artists go to. It's like if you need something like right now, like diapers, or you're going to go to Walmart, because you know they got everything. Like if you need a bunch of stuff, you go to Walmart. if you are a musician and you need beats, where do you think you're going to go? You're going to go to the internet and you're going to go to studios. And most of the time, you'd rather have the studio get the beats because the studio usually knows what the beats are and how they sound good. And maybe I'm so full of crap you don't even believe me, but trust me, I'm being truthful. Now I'm getting just silly. So I'm going to take my iPad downstairs and I'm going to add to this piano part that I was playing. Later.